Missy Mazzoli, and I'm one of the 3 organizers of the entire tour. And we started working on it about a year ago. We started kicking around the idea that David's ensemble and Judd's ensemble should do a tour together, and it made sense to do it with a political theme. This is right after the election, and we were all writing these political pieces, and it just felt like a no-brainer. I mean, it was something we had to do.
Hi. I just want to explain who we are. This is Free Speech Zone. This is a group that's devoted to presenting music, new music, in a political context. I'll tell you that the idea of free speech zones come from when President Bush and his people go around the country. They set up these free speech zones where you're allowed to actually exercise your rights to speak freely in America. So the rest of the area around them is actually not a free speech zone. And I felt like, you know, in some ways, there's some kind of artistic parallel to that.
Well, I want people to come away from all these shows with a sense that it's something more than a string of pieces. I want people to really understand all these kind of deep personal reasons why we wanted to put this thing together, and why we believe that this is can be a very effective means of protest and of communication.
The experience of music itself is nonverbal. There's no words for things. There's just experiences which have their own weight. That's not about words and it's not about language. It's just about the experience of the music itself. And the story that that tells is very important to me. The story that exists apart from the words, because in a way stories with words I think are trying to get at that deeper story that exists apart from words, and music goes right to that.
I think that for some reason in the last 20 years, someone, somewhere along the line, decided that the role of music was to soothe people and that the role of musicians was to remain neutral. And people get very upset for, you know, they feel very threatened when you talk about combining politics and music, because they see it as this sort of untouched space that shouldn't be tainted by all these worldly ideas, which I think is totally absurd. And I think I can speak for most of the people on this tour, and certainly all the composers represented, when I say that we totally disagree with that line of thinking. And we think that this, like I said, this is a totally viable means of protest.
And the purpose of a protest song is to like keep you going, like to keep you like, you know, it's, when you're on the picket line, you're singing this song and it's to like pump you up and make you like keep you believing in what you're fighting for, which is kind of a really good, I mean, I think it's a good metaphor really for this whole thing is, you know, we're fighting for something musically.
myself, I mean, I think for my piece, it was really the idea that art can suggest a better world, and that the art that we leave behind, you know, is really what our culture is all about. I mean, our culture is better than war, and you know, which is ironic because in times of war, art and music is the first thing to go.